Eleanor spent 3 nights in a hospital bed. Same gown, same monitors, same tests as the man in the room next door. Then she moved to a rehab center to get her strength back, and a few weeks later, a bill arrived for more than $15,000. Her 3 nights in the hospital, it turned out, didn't count. Not because she wasn't sick enough, but because of a single word on a form she never saw: observation. How can 3 full nights in a hospital bed count as zero? Today, in plain English, I'll show you the difference between being admitted and being kept under observation, why that one word decides who pays for your nursing care afterward, and the 2 simple questions that can protect you before you ever leave that hospital bed. So here's the rule almost nobody explains until it's too late. Medicare's Part A, the hospital part, will help pay for skilled nursing or rehab after a hospital stay, but only if that hospital stay was a qualifying inpatient stay of at least 3 days in a row. 3 midnights, admitted as an inpatient. That is the key that unlocks the nursing home benefit. And here's the trap. You can lie in a hospital bed for 3, 4, even 5 days and never be admitted at all. Instead, you're kept under observation. To you, it looks identical. The bed, the bracelet, the nurses, the tests. But on paper, observation is an outpatient service. It's billed under Part B, not Part A. And outpatient days do not count toward that 3-day inpatient key. So Eleanor's 3 nights were observation. When she transferred to rehab, Medicare looked back for a qualifying inpatient stay, found none, and paid nothing toward the skilled nursing. That $15,000 bill was hers. Let me put the real numbers on it for 2026. If your stay does qualify, Medicare covers the first 20 days of skilled nursing in full. Days 21 through 100, you pay a share. This year, that share is $217 a day. That adds up, but it's a fraction of the true cost. If your stay does not qualify because it was observation, Medicare's skilled nursing benefit doesn't start at all, and you can be responsible for the entire bill. That is the cliff hiding inside a single word. So why would a hospital keep someone under observation instead of admitting them? Follow it calmly, because it isn't the bedside nurse's doing. Hospitals face penalties from Medicare when inpatient admissions are later judged unnecessary. Observation is the safer classification for the hospital. Fewer audits, less risk of having the payment clawed back. So over the past decade, observation stays have climbed and climbed. Nobody at the bedside is being cruel. The incentive simply points toward observe, and the person who inherits the consequence is the patient who needs rehab afterward. Now, there is a protection built in, and you should know its name. If you're kept as an outpatient getting observation services for more than 24 hours, the hospital is required to hand you a written notice, the Medicare Outpatient Observation Notice, nicknamed the Moon. They must give it to you no later than 36 hours after observation starts. It states, in plain words, that you are not an inpatient. That piece of paper is your warning bell. Don't let it get buried in the discharge folder. And there's one more recent wrinkle, this one in your favor. Starting in 2026, Medicare began a limited program that waives the 3-day rule for a handful of specific planned surgeries, a joint replacement, a heart bypass, a few others, at certain participating hospitals for a few years. So the 3-midnight rule is still the general rule. Some exceptions now exist, which is exactly why you ask rather than assume. Has anyone here ever gotten a surprise bill after a hospital stay and never understood why? This is so often the reason. Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. So here's what to do, and it costs you nothing but a question. While you or someone you love is in that hospital bed, ask the staff directly. Am I an inpatient or am I under observation? Ask it out loud, and ask it more than once, because the answer can quietly change from one day to the next. If you're told observation, you can ask the doctor whether you can be admitted as an inpatient, and you have the right to appeal. And if a move to rehab or skilled nursing is coming, ask before the transfer, do I have a qualifying 3-day inpatient stay? If the answer is no, you may have just caught a $15,000 surprise while there's still room to do something about it. If you'd like a real person to help you sort it out, free, no sales pitch, no commission, call your state health insurance assistance program, your SHIP counselors, or Medicare directly at 1-800-MEDICARE. They will explain your status and your appeal rights calmly at your pace. Because the difference between admitted and observation isn't about how sick you are. It's a billing word, and it can decide whether your recovery costs you a modest copay or costs you your savings. So tell me below, were you ever kept under observation without knowing what it meant? If this finally made the difference clear, subscribe. Next, we take on the myth right beside it, that Medicare covers 100 days of nursing care, and what that number really means. This is general information, not medical or financial advice, and we are not affiliated with Medicare. Always check your own situation. I'm glad you're here. I'll see you in the next one.